Hello, my name is Emma Craning and I will be introducing to you my personal interest project that I have been working on for the past semester. The beginning of this process was to start with brainstorming. We had to brainstorm all of the things we were interested in life. Like for me, I put down photography, nature, sports, all those types of things. And then we were given an option to work with a partner. So I decided to work with one of my fellow classmates, Allie, and we decided on a really long list of things that we were both interested in and that we could possibly produce. So we finally came to the conclusion that we wanted to do something that related to a GoPro. So we thought of all the different accessories that were used with GoPros, and then we came to the final choice of a pole for the GoPro. Then we thought about how we could possibly take this pole and add unique features to it. So we thought that we would add a battery pack to the bottom of the pole where the handle grip area is that can allow you to charge your GoPro when you're not near an outlet, as well as a trigger type of mechanism thing that will allow you to take a picture from the bottom of the GoPro pole rather than having to go to the very top of the pole and to the camera to take the picture. Then we had to come up with the essential question, and our essential question was how can we take the idea of underwater photography to simplify it. The next step was to begin our research. We had to come up with a list of the key ideas for all the things that we should know before actually starting to produce the product or coming to any final designs. So we came up with the four main topics, which were the plastics, the rubber, the batteries, and the triggers. So because we were partners, we had to make sure we divided the work equally. So I took on the responsibility of the plastics and the batteries, while my partner did the trigger and rubber grip areas. Then, while we were doing research, we had a lot of challenges that we ran into, which were the water housing. It was really difficult to try to think of how we were going to put the battery cord running through the pole into the water housing because it doesn't have a gap where the pole and the water housing connect. And because the water housing is built to fit the camera so specifically, it was very difficult to think of any way that we could modify that, and if we were to do that, it would take us a long time to make sure that it was super suctioned and sealed as well. So we had come up with ideas of possible other water housings that we could maybe create. So we thought of designs and we drew them out, and we even came up with some other unique features that we could add into the water housing, right, adding on to our pole idea. But that would take a really long time, and we didn't have time for that. It would probably have taken us a full other semester. So because of that challenge, our final product got changed to just a final prototype of the pole. So we made a first prototype, which is shown in this picture, of just some tubes that we put together to just get an idea of what it would look like. And then I went to City Mill and got some supplies and materials and was able to build a nicer looking, more neat version of what the pole would look like if it were to be completed. During this project, we had to incorporate the four main concepts of learning, which was math, science, history, and English. Math was put into this through the dimensions of the product and all that types of stuff with scale models. Science was put into it through the research I did on plastics. There's a lot of compounds and organization things I need to learn about. Then history was put into that through the concept of researching. And English, we had to type out and log all of the things we were doing day by day. We had to have community partners in this, so we had two main community partners, which was Mr. Kaneko and my auntie, who I talked to about most of the work we were doing, who's a photographer. We reached out to Clark Little, who's a really well-known underwater wave photographer, but he never got back to us. He's very popular. Then we had to incorporate 21st century skills. So in our 21st century skills, we had to collaborate a lot. Since we were partners, we had to make sure we were always on the same page as one another so that we would make the most of our time. And we also had to think through our situations we were in and use our imagination and analyze information to create the best possible product we could. For our future plans, if we were continuing this product, we would probably work on the water housing, fixing that problem, and going to probably selling this on Kickstarter to see if anyone is interested in our idea.